Hi guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm going to be talking about the Jackery Explorer 240, which is a 240 watt portable power station. I've owned this thing for about 18 months now, so I'm going to run through some of the specs and give you guys a review of what I think after having it for just under 2 years. So this portable power station is made by Jackery. The Jackery is a company that was founded in the United States in 2012. If you're looking at buying one of these today, this one, the 240, is retailing for about just under £200. I think it's about £194 on Amazon. So it's a really good price to get a portable power station. In the Explorer range, they do the 240 here, they do a 500 and they do a 1000. If you're new here, don't forget to hit that subscribe button because it really helps the channel out. So the Jackery 240 is the smallest one in the range at 240 watts, but I really like it. It's got some cool little features, so I'm going to run through what the specs are and the inputs that it's got. So essentially it's just like a big battery that you can charge all your appliances and devices off. So if you're the kind of person that's going off grid in your van, a bit like myself, and you want to charge things up, you're going away for a few days, it's absolutely amazing. It's got a couple of inputs on it. It's got a 3-pin plug here, which is 230 volts. It's got 2 USBs, and it's also got the input here. So this input is for charging it, but I'll move on to that later. It's also got a 12 volt here as well, so you've got some appliances for the 12 volt, you can put that in. It's got a really neat LED screen, so you press that display button there, LED screen comes on and it tells you what wattage you've got going in and what wattage you've got going out and how much of the battery you've got left. So at the moment I've got 61% on that one. And then what I really like about the feature is that not all the points are turned on in one go. So you press these little buttons here, you press that on there, a green light comes on and you now know that the USBs are active. So I think that's a really cool feature. You can turn that one off again. And again, if you're using it, you can check it out there. As you guys know, I've got a van, I've got a Volkswagen Caddy Maxi, but if you're new to the channel, that's what I do. I've had a few vans and I convert them. Having these portable power stations is amazing. For one, you can use it in the vans on trips away, but another added bonus, if you're using power tools and they're not battery powered, you can actually plug your power tools into this and then use it for when you're working on the van. So if you are completely off grid or you've got a warehouse somewhere and you don't have mains electric and you're using older tools, which I was doing in the past, it can be brilliant to plug in your tools into a 3-pin plug and then you can use them on the go. So who might actually want one of these power stations? So they're ideal for people, like I said, if you're off-grid in your van and you might be afraid of installing electrics into your van. So I've never actually attempted to install electrics into my van. For one, I wasn't really sure how to do it. I wasn't really that confident. Then I got the portable power station. I got this one here and I've got a Blue Yeti one behind me, which I'll do another review in the future on. But it became apparent that I didn't really need to install a leisure battery into my van because these are so good. I love having them because they can charge everything that I use. So I mainly use it to charge my phone, charge my GoPro charger. I've got a mini fridge that I plug into it as well. We charge a laptop off of it, and that's pretty much it really. That's the only things I really use it for. This is only a 240 volt, and unless I'm running the fridge on it all the time, it lasts. I've been away for 6-7 days at a time, and it doesn't run out of juice. So charging your phone, it just lasts forever, which is amazing. The main thing I like about it is that it's portable. So if I, like I have done in the past, I'm on my 3rd van now, so I've had 2 before and I've sold them. If I'd fitted a leisure battery, I would have sold that with the van because part of the conversion, and I would have lost my ability to charge up my devices within the van. Whereas having a portable power station like this, I'm not selling it with the van. So I just put it in my new van and off I go. Another thing I use it for is actually cutting my hair. So I've got a shaver that runs off electric power, and instead of getting an extension lead out and running that into the bathroom, I just plug it into here and cut my hair with it. So that's really ideal. But yeah, I love how it's portable, so if we're going out and about as well, I can actually put it in my rucksack. So if we go on a massive walk or a big hike for like a day, I want to power something or GoPro, I think I might run out of charge, I want to take a mini speaker camping or something like that, I can just whack this in my bag if I don't have the van, and it's quite small and compact. It's not very heavy, it is quite light, so I think it weighs a couple of kilos, so again, it's not inconvenient to move around. So I mentioned earlier about charging this power station. There's actually 4 ways to charge the power station, which are all really handy. So the first one being mains plug. So literally plug it into your wall, plug it in there, charge it up. I believe it charges up in about 5 hours, so that's not too long. The second one is 12 volt. So if you're in your van, you've got a 12 volt plug socket, you can plug it in while you're driving along and charge it up. So that's really good. It's a bit of a trickle charge, takes a bit longer, but it is really cool and that works quite well. The next way to charge it is with the solar panel. So I've got the solar panel from Jackery as well, and that is brilliant. You can just plug it in to the input there and charge it up in the sunshine, so it's completely free. And the brilliant thing I like about it is you can charge it and you can still use it at the same time. So you can have wattage going in from the sun, and then you can charge your phones either from the power station or directly from the solar panel. So that is really, really cool. I really like that feature. It's absolutely brilliant. So now I'm quickly just going to run through some of the specs about the charging times on Jackery's website. If you want to charge up some of your devices, on Jackery's website it says that you can charge a drone up to 4 charges, your laptop 3.5 charges, You can charge your phone for 24 charges, so you know, your phone lasts about a day, so you think you can probably use this if you're just charging your own phone, probably last 24 days pretty much using this thing, which is really, really cool. Obviously there's two of you, a bit shorter. It all depends on the appliance you're using. You could run a TV off it for 3 hours. Like I said, obviously I've used the mini fridge on this one. I think using the mini fridge probably go 3 to 4 hours. I think it runs about 40 watts on that one. I'm not too sure off the top of my head, but again, it works really well and you can power quite a lot of things off of it. So on Jackery's website it says that if you're charging it by the solar panel, it will take 5.5 hours. And if you're charging it from the mains plug, again, it will take 5.5 hours from 0 to 100%. I disagree with that because obviously here in the UK you don't get that great sunshine, so it's going to take a lot longer to charge from the solar panel than from your mains power, because if you walk in front of the solar panel or you get a bit of cloud, obviously the wattage is going to drop off. Obviously you've got a clear sunny day, then I imagine it probably does charge in 5 to 6 hours. And then it says on Jackery's website again, if you're going to charge it from the car outlet, it's going to take 6.5 hours. I don't know about that one because I've never actually charged it to full on the car outlet. I've just plugged it in to give it a little bit extra juice when I'm driving around. I've never charged it to full, which would take 6.5 hours. So I don't think I've actually used it in the car for 6.5 hours, to be honest. I haven't been on a journey that long to charge up that long. So maybe if you guys know, let me in the comments below how it's charging a car and how long it takes. Another thing I love about this portable power station is that you can charge multiple devices at one time. So I'm just going to show you now that you can charge multiple things. So you can have the 3-pin plug plugged in and the 2 USBs, and you can also charge at the same time like I mentioned before, which is really, really cool. So I've got my GoPro battery and charger here, so I can plug that in and charge it up. Press the little button, and as you can see, that has started charging now with the yellow light, and that's drawing 9 watts so far. So that's really cool. And second thing, so I've got a light down here. So I'll turn that off, bring up the plug, I'll put that into the 3-pin. Here we go, turn the button on there. So obviously it's used a bit more power now, so the fan's going. So there you go, that light is turned on as well. So there you go, I'm charging my GoPro battery off that one, and also got the light powering off it as well. So if you guys want more information on the Jackery 240 Explorer, which I'd highly recommend checking out, it's really, really cool. I've got a link in the description, so that'll take you to Amazon, you can check it out there, and if you like it, you can purchase it as well. So that's really great.